Hi, loves, Elle, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking all about how to DIY your brows, because in isolation, as we all are, and I hope we all are, it doesn't look like we're going to get out anytime to do our nails, to do our hair, to get our brows fixed. So I want to show you how we do it at home. So before we get started, hit the subscribe button, share this video with somebody you think might like it, and let's do it. All right, so for me, what I do, see, this is like real raw here. All right, what you need is like eyebrow scissors or cuticle scissors, basically. Some sort of little spoolie. You can use the back of an eyebrow pencil. You know what I mean? Like this guy, right? The back of that. And then you need tweezers. Okay, so the thing that's a problem is that we don't have, like, you know, wax or something like that to get the kind of fine vellus hair. So if you need to get a magnification mirror, go ahead and get that. Or you're just gonna have to spend some time getting in there. So let's first start out with how we measure how to groom our brows at home, how a professional would do it. So I have a eyebrow pencil, just a traditional eyebrow pencil, okay? Then I have a mirror in front of me. It's important that you do this looking straight on. Mirror here. Now, when you are trying to make sure that you are showing or forming the brows where they're supposed to be, this is how you do it. So you place something straight like this on the side of your nose. Oh, hold on, let me turn it around. On the side of your nose. This is the part that has the pencil. And you want to make a mark right here on the side of your face, on the side of your nose, like that, okay? Hi, we needed to get closer. So here we are, side of the nose, pencil. Got it? And then where your arch should be is you lay your pencil on your nasal labial fold right here, and you do the same line. Okay? Again, lay it on the side of your nose, out to the outside corner of your eye, and this is where your brow should end. Okay? Perfect! Look at my brows are really off, but that's okay. Again, other side, laying it down over the black part of our eye on the side of our nose. This brow is much more accurate. And then on the side of the nose, there we go. Now, when we're talking about kind of this inside area right here, it's going to be a preference. So for me, this whole inside area right here is very, very thin. So I don't pluck any of those dark hairs. I pluck the kind of tiny little white hairs in here. Honestly, my brows really don't grow very much. But the places that are sparse, after you're done kind of doing everything we're doing now, you're gonna fill that in with your brow growth serum. So for me now, on this side, I have to kind of take this up a little bit just to make sure that I have more space. So this is gonna be something that you're gonna have to kind of play with. On this eye, this brow comes up way too high because this one is less strong. So I take a little bit off the top of this. But this is where you're gradually going to start to fill in, and do it harshly so you can see the line, okay? Up to the line that you created, down to the line that you created, the dot, okay? Again, other side. And then down. All right, so there we go. Pretty much even Steven. So I am going to take a little bit off right here. Now underneath, go ahead and fill in, but do it like, you know, do it really aggressively so you guys can actually see where your lines are. We're not trying to make this like perfect right now, okay? We're just trying to make sure we know what not to pluck and what to pluck. So there we are. So you want to, at this phase, you want to basically think, okay, do they look as even as possible? Remember, brows are not twins, they are sisters. And so this is pretty even for me. It's pretty as even as I'm going to get it. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to comb this part up. You're going to need a mirror in front of you when you do this. So I'm going to try my best to do it in the camera. Take your spoolie, mirror right here too, and brush this up. All of this up. Now, my brows are a little crazy, so I'm going to go up. I'm going to just cut the tip off, just the tip of the brow hair. And again, just the tip of the brow hair. You don't want to cut a lot off. It's just the tips that are going over the line that you have created. Again, brushing up and cutting over the line. And what this does is it helps define that front of your brow and make it a little bit more structured, and actually makes it look more full. And then again, I'm going to go over here, over the line. Now the only place I really don't necessarily cut too often is at the tail, because this tail is actually perfect. This tail needs some help. So again, brushing up and trimming. And now I'm going to leave this tail longer because, again, this is shorter than it needs to be. All right, now what you're going to do is you're going to go in and you're going to start to pluck. Now this is going to take a minute, so kind of hunker down, put something on your phone, on the TV, pull up your magnification mirror, and start to pluck your brows. Now while you're plucking, you do not want to pluck anything that is in the lines. You want to pluck anything outside of the lines. All right, so that's basically it. I went through, the plucking took me about 5 minutes. And so now you just want to wipe it off with some gentle toner or makeup remover or micellar water. And you guys, you know, the cutting of the brows that are long is really, really important. When I do my husband's brows, that's really all I do. I do like a few things, you know, up in here, but cutting them is really going to help the definition without taking so much hair away. And then whenever you take off the kind of product that you have applied to the skin, this is where you can start to kind of go in and just make sure that you didn't miss anything. Don't go crazy. This is where now people start to over pluck. Just make sure that, you know, this is nice and clean and clear. And then that is literally DIY brows. It's done. That's what they would do. Now, of course, you can take a little bit of concealer on a synthetic brush, and you can kind of, you know, start to actually do your brows just to make sure that you are happy with the shape. This is normally what they would do because I get my brows done at an Anastasia bar. So I go in with no makeup and then they kind of cut them out, which also helps, you know, cut the redness from the waxing. Also is like a little brow lift. I do a little bit on top. This is not necessary, but it really helps, you know, define that brow. And then you can go in if you want to, if you have a hard time figuring out where your brows go, and do those dots again. And it's much easier to fill your brows in with those guidelines done that we just kind of talked all the way through. I can pretty much eyeball it now. Just using the Wander Beauty eyebrow pencil, because it's soft. And then you won't need to fill in the front of your brows as much whenever you define them, like we just talked about, or actually whenever you cut them. And your brow, doing your brows will be so much quicker. Brush them up, brush them through. Clear brow gel is going to be your best friend. This is the Wander Beauty Clear Brow Gel. Pick your favorite. Brush it through. I like to kind of make my front of my brow a little bit more bushy, so that's up to you. It's a personal, you know, decision, personal choice. I can't tell you how much I needed that to do. I needed to do that. I have been really lacking on doing that. Feels so much better. All right. So that is literally how the professionals do your brows, besides the ability to wax them. But honestly, you can make them look just as professional. It's just really about mapping them out in the beginning and making sure that you know exactly where they should start, the arch, and the end. And then it's really from there, you can just go ahead and fill them in like we did, and then pluck around those fill lines. And then if there's anything in those fill lines, do not pluck them. Cut them. All right, so I really hope this helps you in isolation, you know, get some of those things done that you might have now time for and can't go out and get done. The next one was we're gonna do a couple at-home facials with products that you have at your house that you can do to address different skin concerns. There's gonna be about 3 of them. So I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you so much for being here. Lots of love from me to you. Bye, loves.